So, I'll be honest, I don't really know where to start this, and I'm probably going to say a lot, but this is my space, this is my corner. It's obviously it's a new channel. I've got a few of my performances up on there if you want to look at those, but this is the first like vlog style video that I've ever done, and I just kind of like want to focus this channel on a bit of well-being, a bit of it's more for myself. So this corner, this space is me just exploring different well-being, different productivity tools, different things that help me and that might help me, and also keeping track of those and accountability, because if you are a person who also struggles with ADHD like symptoms like myself, you'll know that keeping focus and keeping a track of things is not great. Obviously I'm sat in my office today. I've not done my hair, I've not put any makeup on. Behind me is a little bit of a mess, but this is my life and this is me as I am, and I think it's kind of important to just go with that sometimes, because I put off doing things a lot of the time because I've not got perfect hair, or I've not done my makeup, or I've not done my nails, and doing like artwork and from the top down, and my nails are a mess. So I often put off things because things are not perfect, and that's kind of what this entire video is about. I started bullet journaling quite a few years ago now, and I noticed obviously it's the new year, a lot of things are popping up on my YouTube suggested with like these really immaculate, beautiful bullet journal setups. You know, people really do an amazing job, and it is very inspiring and very calming to watch. But as someone who's like really struggled with keeping stuff up like that, I'm quite a creative person, but I struggle with being perfect. I think it's like important sometimes to take a step back and just simplify it. So these are just some. Now I've got more, but I couldn't find them because my life is chaos. But these are just some of the partially filled out journals that I've had over the years, various like styles, like a splits planner that I've not used. This one I've very barely used it. It's like a weekly planner for work. I like these ones that have the pre-filled in stuff a lot of the time. Like this one, I thought this one was going to be life-changing, but when you flip through it, I've barely touched it. It's a shame, and I do this every single time. Every year, I don't just buy one planner. I'm sure like I get like a random spur. In January I buy a planner and then I drop it off, and then in June I'm like, I need a new planner because I've not filled in this one, and instead of going back to this one and just filling in from June, I buy a new one and I'm like, no, this is the one and I'm going to keep with this, and it's never really worked. And the reason for that is because, well, for this one for example, it's pre-filled in, but there were just some things that really annoyed me about it, like the fact that the week started on a Monday but the habit tracker started on a Sunday, and that threw me off. So like little like silly things like that. And also I've tried the old you know, getting a bulleted journal and doing the whole aesthetic thing, but I got so caught up in it being perfect, and I spent so much time trying to set it up that I never used it in the end, because I think I made a mistake, and then I had to rip a page out, and everything had to be pristine. If I lost the pen, you know, it had to be the same pen. So yeah, this year I've done things quite a lot differently, and this is my planner. So this I've been using already since October, and that's fine, and I'm trying to like let go of this like perfection thing, and that's why I really like this style of journal planner. So yeah, I'm trying to let go of the aesthetic for more of a functional thing that I use and a tool that's going to actually help me. And it looks very chaotic, and that's because this is an extension of me, and this, you know, this is all chaos. This is chaotic. So this is an extension of me, and it reflects that. It really does. So I'll bring you in. Ignore the mess of my desk because my mouse mat is. We'll not talk about it. No aesthetic backgrounds here, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm calling this a realistic setup. Obviously, you know, most people are probably like me. This is going to be a little bit more realistic for you to grasp and keep up and use as an actual tool, because that's what the bullet journal is all about. It's about using this as a tool for productivity and goal setting and all sorts, whatever you need it to be. But if we get hung up in the little details of whether it looks perfect and aesthetic, sometimes, you know, it works for some people, but for people like me, it really doesn't. As we have seen by the graveyard of planners over there, that is substantially bigger than what I've actually showed you. So I'm just going to do a little flip through. I've got a plastic wallet in here where I've got these little index tabs that you can see kind of sticking out everywhere. And then I've got this in a few different segments that that's why I like this, because I can change it around as and when I need to. And I probably will end up changing this around throughout the year. So I've got my 2024, like this is my monthly views, my yearly views, and my goals and my goal setting, and that's where I've kind of got all of this. This is a daily planner, so I do like to have a little bit of that. This is just for to-do lists and what kind of training I'm doing that day and stuff like that, just so I can keep track of what's going on, just on paper. Sometimes I put it in my phone calendar as well, but I like to have it written down. So this is my to-do list for work, and as you can see, I've already been using this since October, and this really works for me. And it's very simple. So this is like this is your very basic bullet journal. So you start with your day, you do all your tasks down one side, you cross them off as you go. If you need to pass any on to the next day, then you do a little arrow. If you cancel any, then you do a line through, and so on. So that's what I've been doing since October, and that's really helped me focus on my work, focus on what I need to be doing in the office. I've got a little bit of a sticky note here, but as you can tell, it's like it's not perfect. I tried experimenting by splitting it with home stuff and work stuff there. That kind of works, kind of doesn't. But yeah, I'm not being picky about it. I'm crossing bits out. I'm putting random bits of sticky notes in. I'm using different coloured pens now. That was quite hard for me to just like go off. It sounds silly, but like, you know, when you want something to just look really nice, it's just not achievable for me. I'm afraid. It did start off very like regimented and very the same colour pen and the same colour highlighters, and then as it's kind of gone on, I've kind of let go of that a little bit. And you know what, just doing that, just using a different coloured pen, it kind of gives me that permission to say, you know what, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's a tool, it's for me, it's not for anyone. I'm obviously showing you guys now, but well, if anyone watches this, but you know, it's here for me at the end of the day. And I use these little paper clips just to mark the page that I'm up to right now, just because I find that easier. So then I've got just a blank book, which is just brain dumps. So if I really struggle focusing, so if I have like too many ideas in my head at once, I'll just come and like make a note of it and just write random stuff down. I'm not going to show you too in detail of that because some of them are quite personal, but it is just, you know, spewing out your brain so that you can just concentrate on what you're doing at the moment. Likewise, this one is a journal, so this is I might move this one into a different book, because this one is personal. As you can see, I've been doing it since October. I don't journal in this every day. I just journal some days, and I don't read them back. So once I've done with it, I just shut it and then that's it. Sometimes I'll do this first thing in the morning, and just like subconsciously write, like meditative style. I'll notice a few things that come up, because that might be things that are worrying me, but other than that, I don't dwell on it. I just kind of get it out and then put it on the paper and then close it. I've not been revisiting these, just because I don't find it helpful to, personally, but you know, some people might want to keep track of like good days and bad days and what might have triggered them. So I would suggest keeping a journal of some kind, even if it's just like a few words, like I feel good today, or it's raining so I feel a little bit miserable, you know. And then this back one is just my garden plan for 2024. So I've just been doing a little bit of research on January crops to plant, and you know, how to plant them, and a bit about crop rotation. And then I've got a little progress log here that I'm gonna hopefully keep up and writing. That's the beauty of these style of planners, is that you can have lots of these little books in here for all of your various things. So we'll go back to the beginning, which is this one. This is like the main thing that I planned for this year. So I did this in December, and I'm setting it out, and I'm setting intentions to carry on with it, and we'll see how that goes. So I've just got on the first page all of my 2024 goals. A lot of them are fitness related, because that's where my hobbies are, or like aerial related. As you can see, again, different coloured pens, and it was quite freeing. And then we'll move on to this like year plan. So this, I watched a YouTube video, and I can't remember who the creator was now, but I will link it below, and she goes through like treating your life like a project plan, and I thought that was really interesting. So she split up the year into different quarters, and she had a passion project that she was working on, which was hers was a YouTube channel. So it was all to do with a YouTube channel. For me, it's becoming a gym instructor and personal trainer. That's my passion project. That's not my day job. That's not what I do in a day, but I'm hoping that in the future it might become my day job. So that's the big picture. And then I've broke it down into quarters of what I can achieve. Like maybe I'll get my level 2 during quarter 1, and then I can get my level 3 in quarter 2, and it keeps me on track and gives me that time scale. I've also just put in some like little mantra-y type journal entries here, just like, you know, sacrifice now for the future and stuff like that, because I really struggle to stay motivated in the moment. She also, in the video, she also spoke about having like visualizing 2 paths. One is where you take the action now, and that gives a different outcome, and then the other one is where you take no action and you just carry on going as you are, and what the 2 outcomes would be, and really visualize that. And I thought that was really powerful, so I did a little bit about that as well. Then once you've done your year plan, you kind of get down to the quarterly plan and then the monthly plans. So the quarterly plan is here. I've broken down, okay, I'm going to get that level 2 in quarter 1. What do I need to do? What are the steps that I need to take in the first quarter to get to that point? So, you know, by the end of January, I've set myself a goal to do a certain coursework study. By the end of February, I'm going to pass my exam. So it's things like that. And then the sub goals are just things like this on the front page, like things that you want to work on. So it's always better to have one main passion project and then a few sub goals, which are more like routine based. So for me, getting my splits has been on my goal list for like 4 years, and the reason I've not got it yet is because I'm not consistent. So I would like to train splits 2 times a week, for example. Some of these might change, and that's okay, but this is what I'm focusing on quarter 1 at the moment. yeah, and then I've got my layout for January. So I've done it like this. Again, it's a little bit chaotic with the colours. It's a little bit of an eyesore, but you know what, it does the job. Again, I wrote my passion project here and the goal for the end of January, and also the sub goals for January. I've got a little mantra here. I can't remember where I read this now, but hope is not a strategy. It really kind of resonated with me, because I just kind of get through life in survival mode, keeping my head down, just hoping that one day I'll just be miraculously better, and hope it doesn't work like that. You've got to actually do something about it. So that's why I've got that there as quite a, a reminder. And as you can see, I've not used a ruler. It is what it is. It's functional. It looks okay. You might want to use a ruler if you want, but it's not necessary. You don't have to make it look pretty. And also, you don't have to draw a grid like this. I've seen people doing like January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and just writing like line by line, which is also another way to keep it simple. Again, this is a little bit hectic looking, so I have made an Excel spreadsheet for this and stuck it in over the top, because I love that kind of thing. But I've set out my sub goals. I've set specific times to action those sub goals. So things like reading time, things like coursework time, and then because my 2 weeks are slightly different with the way that I work my day job, I've done 2 weekly rotas so that I can fit all of my training in. So a lot of my focuses are on stretch, or my PT, or my pole dance. I've got some open lollipop training in there. So like, I've built these rotas around those sub goals, and scheduling that time in is like committing yourself, saying this is what I can achieve if I do this. So I have on this page, I've totted up all the amount of gym hours that I'll get and the amount of home gym hours. So from this, I've got a lot of hours that I can achieve something there, and putting that into like an attainable category like that, and showing yourself, okay, I have got this many hours. That's quite a good motivator, I think. That's what I think anyway, because you can easily sit here and spend the day doing what, like anything, scrolling, but you don't realise, like, in an hour I can get a lot done in an hour. If I just got up and did it. So that's really useful. And then I'm going to do some little reviews here, just how I've been doing on my coursework, all my little goals, like how I've done this month, or this week, sorry. Little reviews, and then I'm going to do like a little win, like gratitude kind of thing. And then a monthly review at the end. These are just some little routines that I would like to keep on top of, like a little bit of a habit. Some stretch routines, some calisthenics, some morning routines. And then that's my basic workout program that I've made for myself. So I would like to keep that up for at least 6 to 8 weeks and see where I'm up to, and I'm going to record the progress on that as I go. Also, I've got this little habit tracker. So again, I've just done 1 to 31 on the side, and then I've got my habits along the top. Some of these are like an everyday thing that I want to achieve. So my tablets, I have to take them every day. My medication. And I would like to, I can tick that one off today actually, because I have done that, but I would like to meditate every day and stuff like that. But some of these, like my aerial, I'm not going to be training aerial every day, so this is more of a log of how often I've been doing something, and that's what I'm going to use that for. And then obviously I've got these little sticky things. So that is my basic January setup, and I'm going to continue like this. It might evolve and it might get better, but that's why I've not tied myself into a specific set out layout, specific pens, specific colour schemes, because I think as you evolve, as I evolve, this is going to evolve with me. and my goals for the year, hopefully. And hopefully I can keep it up. So if you have made it all the way through this video, thank you for joining for my first video. And if you liked it, then I don't know, maybe subscribe. But if, you know, it's my first video, so it's up to you. I don't I don't mind. Maybe check out some of our performances. Follow me on Instagram at Glittery Space Cat, and I will see you at some point in the future.